right. I'm guessing that we're live. Bailey.
I'm hoping you and your kid are in charge of that shit.
You know what? Don't worry about that right there, Bailey. Just don't worry about it. Flip over where we can see. I'm going to do a little tech stuff here. See over in the audio.
Are we live right now?
Yeah, we're live right now, dude.
Oh, hi, everybody. I didn't know we were even live.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Leave
it. That was a shitty intro. What happened to the super duper intro we usually have, Brian?
Oh, you just don't see it. It happened.
Oh, okay. Well, what the fuck?
It happened.
I enjoy the fun parts.
You just didn't see
it. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. It's reality setting in. I'm running out of shit to do. Hang on.
Bailey's telling me something. What's that?
Bailey.
You what?
This boy came from your loins. God damn it.
I don't know. Yeah. Hey, why don't you do your set real quick, Mike?
I don't have all night in the freight elevator. So let's get our shit together, will you? Oh, no, you quit. Did you quit now? I'm out of friends. I have no more friends. You're it. Brian, you're my only virtual friend, man. Hello? Hello? Well, I'm just going to talk. I hope there's people listening. I'm hitting the wall. Man.
Oh, gee whiz.
This is
what you get for free, people. No, we actually hooked up a little bit of new technology again.
I didn't mean this. Suds and Beds is ridiculous. By the way, have you checked out Beds and Suds yet, by the way?
No, I hadn't had a chance to.
Are you going to get on that or not?
I'm going to try. I got a couple of things to do around here.
It's about not drinking.
Well, I tell you what.
It's exactly as what would happen if you held our logo up to a mirror. It'd be backwards.
Bizarro world, kind of like what was the anti-Superman?
Yeah. It's two guys with hair in shape talking about not drinking. Here's me and you talking about drinking. What are you drinking, by the way, tonight?
All right, so tonight I got a couple of different things.
Your lunch box. First of all, I'm anti-canned beer.
I know. Well, this is what
I'm drinking this shit till the virus goes away.
You know what? It's worked for some people. Let's see. So I have, thanks to the Atlanta Brewing Company, I'm drinking.
Are you going out?
Huh?
Are you finally going out, or are you sending Bailey out?
No. Rosemary she had to go to work today, so I sent her for a beer. So she had to go out.
Right. Liquor stores in Atlanta don't close for shit, dog.
No. In fact, they're making a mint right now, that's for sure. This is the Hartsfield India Pale Ale.
How's it taste? Tastes just like Jackson India Pale Ale.
They taste like Hartsfield Dirty Water. No, I'm just kidding. No. Actually, it's really
like
good.
Airport. Tastes like a MARTA train.
It tastes it's sort of like Sierra Nevada, but not as hoppy.
They all taste the same, man, and they're all going under, dude. Like, how let's talk about that. How there's no way that these little microbrews are going to survive all this nonsense.
Well, that's a lot of little businesses, though. A lot of them
are drinking.
Yeah, I'm doing my part, you know.
My weed dealer's business has gone up, goddamn 900%.
That's just from you.
I'll tell you about the time, when we had the ice storm in Atlanta in 2014, and I was taking a real estate class, and got let out of class, and I came down. Was it 575 from Woodstock? Mm-hmm. Came down and I hit Barrett Parkway where the mall is, and traffic was dead stopped.
Yeah. And
from that point on, it took me 7.5 hours to do the 8 miles to Smyrna from there, and I had 1 cup of Starbucks. I finished it and peed in it 12 times. I was on a Honda Pilot. And somehow I made it home. It was like Armageddon. But the minute I got off 41, I just had to get off Barrett Parkway, and that fucked me.
Oh, yeah.
Because and then I had to get to 41 sucked. And then I came off 41. It took me forever because people were stopping and having babies and shit. And and I got down, and once I turned into Smyrna, there was nobody, and there was just ice and snow on the ground.
Yeah.
And so after 7.5 hours, instead of going straight home, once all the traffic broke, I went to my weed dealer's house. You
needed just prescription fills. What you needed.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, man.
You've changed the error of your ways.
I gave the dog a bath today.
Yeah.
Have you bathed those 2 dogs at your house yet?
No, that's on my list for tomorrow, actually.
I bathed Leo in the backyard, and then he ran around the yard at 900 fucking miles an hour.
I've just got one of my dogs where I can have her out in the yard without the leash, and she won't run away. I mean, she won't run after something that's in the street or trying to tree a squirrel or something. She'll just play ball, and I can just go, eh. And if she's thinking about running, I would just, eh.
How do you go? How do you go?
Eh. Or, eh.
How do you do it? You see how it hurt? See how it gets me every time you do it?
You snap
That's
too.
what I'm doing, man. It gets me, man. Do it again. Watch, I'll be talking and you can just do it. Stop whatever I'm doing, man. That's some crazy shit. You're a good trainer, man.
I wonder, does Amber do that too?
Which does she listen? We've got land out here, so I can just let Leo and Pablo can go out in the yard. They can just walk around. We have deer out here. We had a deer got hit by a car yesterday out front. Yeah. And the world is so different now. Like back when we were kids, if you'd hit a deer, it'd be like, fuck that deer. Yeah. Now people are stopping trying to find the deer to give it a fucking Band-Aid. Like, what there's a bunch of ladies out here in their Subarus parked out front looking for the deer. You need a deer with your car. Don't go looking for it.
I tell you what, we go much further down this road we're on. What they're going to stop and do is decide they're going to put it on top of the car and take it home.
No,
and
that's what's fucked up. I'm going to have to go in about 2 weeks. I'm going to have to go find that deer and eat it. That's what I'm planning on doing. Track it. Yes, exactly what's going to happen. There's a whole bunch of deer around here. They've pretty much made a neighborhood out around behind our house, and it's pretty much forced the deer in a smaller area.
We see a lot more of those because of all the subdivisions they've been building, and they're just using up all the forest around here, and they've got nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's exactly what I just said.
And in our case, it's not just a deer. We get I know. We get rabbits. Our thing. I was getting to the point of we get rabbits.
Oh, okay.
Like there've been times I've looked out in my backyard and seen 6 or 7 of them.
Wow, that's like The Hobbit.
Yeah. It's weird. It feels very apocalyptic when you see animals that you're not used to seeing. Well, animals you're not used to seeing out in the open, just right there.
What's the movie? Did you ever see that movie Rabbit Hill? I used to play it in elementary school. It was like a 2-reeler that took like 2 days, and you're excited to see it when you walked into the classroom. And it was like a big one, and it's called Rabbit Hill, and like the rabbits.
No.
Rabbits. So I remember it had rabbits in it.
That's all you remember.
Did they have rabbits, and they went around a pond, and it had it was in elementary school. I remember that, the pond, and I remember there was like an angel. The family built some kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. Google it. Maybe it'll pop up on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
Like I had to show Amber the other day, David and Goliath.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh, Davey. What is that? I said, it's David and Goliath. It's Christian claymation about the Bible. It's all creepy and shit. It was Bible, like clay. Isn't that weird? They still make that, I wonder.
Probably. Hey, Bailey, can you give me that window where we can see the chat?
Is there anybody listening to us tonight?
I don't know. I didn't bring my phone so that I can look.
I don't even care. I just got to vent. I just got to talk. I'm so tired of being cooped up. I have my car. The auto bell down the street's open, and I got unlimited. I get my car washed. I've got my car washed every fucking day. I told you the guy said he lost a bet the other day because I didn't go in there. I do that.
See if it's in the layer. I know. I didn't hear anything you just said.
I said I'm losing my mind, basically. I'm tired of being cooped up. How long is this going to fucking last, man?
It's too long. You got 2 audio captures there, dude.
Me?
Look, I'm talking to Bailey. All right, so you got audio capture there.
The domestic situation before we start a show is what you need to do.
Scroll up. You see anything making sound? No, nothing else. Nothing else making sound?
Are people
all right, take my phone. Take my take your phone and pull it up on Facebook and go watch outside.
Oh,
unplug yourself from your headphones.
Wow.
Yeah. Go check it. Check the feed. We're still working out the technology, man.
I can see. I'm looking here. Steve Rainwright's watching. How's it with Steve? Remember old Steve?
Yeah.
He's watching. I got to just go on my phone and watch. Is that what you're telling me I should do?
Well, I sent Bailey out. He was saying he's hearing the feed in 2 different places now. at the same time, he's still learning how to do this stuff. That's the most productive thing, I will say. The most productive thing that has happened in all of this is, number one, I've spent more time with my son in the last 6 weeks. Well,
Right.
partially because he's living here again, but I spent more time with him the last 6 weeks than I probably had in the last, 4 years. And especially now that I got him working on stuff. Oh, he's almost finished with the edit for Scotty's episode.
No shit.
So
Is
tomorrow,
Scotty too hotty, too cool to listen to the show now that he doesn't listen? The only show he listens to is the one he's on.
pretty much, yeah. That's my brother. He's the narcissism in my brother is.
What Hooters waitress is your brother hunkered down with now?
There's no telling, bud. There's no telling.
This is the only time in my life I think I'd change places with Scotty too hotty. You know what I mean? I'd love to be hunkered down with a couple.
I talked to him
Hooters,
yesterday, and of course his first line was, "When's my episode coming out, man? When's my episode coming out?" That's
So
all he's
him and
worried
your
about.
parents are doing all right? What's the deal?
Mom and Dad are fine. And Dad goes and plays golf with his buddies every morning, and
You're gonna get the virus, man.
they stay 6 feet away from each other. And
Bullshit.
what's that? Oh,
Bullshit.
well, that's what, whatever. That's whatever that is, Bailey. The way they say they stay 6 feet away from each other, and then so he does that in the mornings, and then the rest of the time, unless they got to go to the grocery store, they just stay home. And Mom's
We're wearing masks now. Amber and I are when we go out.
open and
Are
brown.
you there yet?
Wearing masks.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't been out since the state order, and so I haven't needed to wear a
You on a
mask.
car ride? Not even on a car ride?
Nah, not really. I hadn't really
Such a
cared to.
weirdo.
But I do have a mask sitting on the island in the kitchen that's ready for me. So
And Boo Radley.
I mean,
I'll just stay here in the house and eat candy bars. And y'all just go out and get me shit.
I guess so. You got to go and get some vitamin D there, big guy.
well, I do walk outside. I just don't go out of my yard.
We appreciate that.
Well, we'll walk the dogs around the block, but it's at 10 o'clock at night. Nobody's there.
Yeah, but you got little tiny leg dogs. That's not walking.
It's when those running's what it is, because they just full sprint all the way around the block.
That's great.
It's not like yours where I could put a saddle on it and ride it most of the time.
Leo's not as big as Mitch was. He's not as
okay.
tall.
Oh, he's
Leo's
still young though, right?
a year and a half. So, I mean, he's pretty much full grown. I don't know where he's at. He's hanging out with my grandma out there somewhere.
Oh, so Scotty's episode will be up tomorrow, the long lost episode. So this is episode 39, technically, even though
This
this
one
is
is we're doing right now. That
Yeah.
nobody's listening to the one we're doing now.
yeah, and so 37 was his.
Yeah.
And so it'll be out tomorrow on YouTube, and we'll probably put it on our Facebook page as well, so people can share it on Facebook. But it's hysterical. It really is. And
I'm
it's
going to give away a T-shirt next week.
yeah, give away a T-shirt.
Yeah. I will give away a T-shirt next week. I will give a Waterbed Baby T-shirt away next week to the person listening now that can tell me the secret password next week.
Okay.
Let's see what password is. Fire pit.
Okay.
All right, cool.
That was
Don't
my
forget that
girlfriend's
one. I'll
nickname in
forget-
college.
I'll
Fire
forget
Pit.
that. I'll forget. You didn't go to college. I'll forget. I'll forget that. I'll forget. So remember it. Remember Fire Pit. So next week I'll send the Waterbed
Oh,
Baby
I
t-shirt.
remember her really
Wayne
well.
Wright, because he's the only one watching.
Okay.
And he'll remember Fire Pit.
Yeah, Wayne Wright will remember it. He'll definitely remember it.
So you have any money coming in? What's the deal? You got any money coming in?
I got one job that I finished at the end of last week that they should be paying on it tomorrow. That's it.
Yeah, I'm waiting on a job that I finished. I'm waiting on money from Carnival. Yeah, they owe me money. So they owe a bunch of us money. So then that was supposed to come through in the next 90 days.
Yeah,
And that's it.
that's it.
Scary, dude.
It really is. It is. I mean, I've got to finish doing some stuff to get ready to apply for SBA loans and all that kind of stuff. But
I already did that.
Well,
I got my little loan number I had to call yesterday. Amber actually called.
Yeah.
And when we started out, it said, you are number 1,454. And
times 1,500.
literally on hold, no kidding, for Easily an hour and 15 minutes. We went on our walk. They came, and then I came back, and then she had to do a voice or a video conference for her work, and so I hung up the phone, and they finally came on, and all they said that was my numbers, because I already have my number, for my file or whatever, and they said that it's in the system, and they're going to email me about a response.
Gotcha.
But I haven't even tried to file for unemployment. I just want to do shows, dude. I don't want all that shit.
Georgia, we can't. That's the thing, because the state
I don't think you can here either.
The website's not set up for it. They don't have the infrastructure. It's pretty bad. But it's better than getting sort of hand-signed check from the president. I'll just throw that out there.
It's just teaching people, I don't know. I mean, it's just so. I just want to do shows. That's it.
Yeah.
I just want to get back to doing what I was doing. I'm not asking for free money. I just want to do shows. By the way, tip us. You can tip us.
Oh yeah.
That's what we're doing is a show.
You see it on the screen. There's the tip.
We have no income.
No, none. Zero. And I bought beer today, so that wasn't a smart decision at all.
Oh yeah, I'm spending way too much money on. Oh, by the way, Illegal Smile. John Prime passed away.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I put a post up about that last night.
That puts it in it kind of kicks. He was on my bucket list.
Yeah.
And if I lose Mark Knopfler and Eric Clapton, my bucket list is gone.
Oh man. Well, and Prime played my hometown not too terribly long ago.
Springsteen gets sick. My bucket list takes a big dumper.
Well, there's been so many people. We've had a bunch of jazz musicians that have died in the last couple of weeks, and you would think of all the people that would die in something like this, the jazz musician would be the last one. Because if you're 60, 70, or 80 years old and you're still alive and you're a jazz musician, you beat yourself up enough. They're worse than rock musicians by and large, especially if you're in the old guard. Like anybody that came through Miles Davis's band probably had a heroin addiction, and so for somebody like that to die from this little bug should tell you how serious it is, right?
Well, yeah, and Vic Henley, who was a comic, died, but he passed away of a pulmonary embolism. Is that what they call it when you have a blood clot in your lungs? That's what he died of, and he was a great comic and a really, really good dude. Yeah. And so he passed away. Clint Orr passed away, but I don't really know anyone that's. Joe Fontenot is a comic out of Portland that I think died of coronavirus, but I think he had cancer too. So I think he got complications of both, maybe. Okay. Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I just don't. Now I'm so paranoid. I don't want to talk. I don't want to be near anyone.
Right.
I don't want when I go out. Amber goes in the grocery store. I sit in the car.
Really?
I don't want to live like that, dude. I don't want to live my life like that.
I mean, I'm used to being at home a lot because most of my work is from home, but I've always built in some kind of interaction where I go for no other reason than to hang out, that I'll drive into the city. I'll drive into the city and I'll see a friend. I'll go and just have lunch with somebody. I've got a friend right now that's kind of laid up because he fell off a ladder, and we have lunch, if not once a week, once every other week.
By himself? He's by himself in his place?
Oh, no, he's got his wife. She's helping.
Oh, okay. Could you imagine being completely alone during this shit?
Oh, man, it would be. I have a few friends that I do worry about that are alone, and I'm thinking, man, how?
Yeah, I talked to my friend today that I've known for most of my life, and
this is depressing me, so I'm going to open another one of these.
He's too positive. Like when I talk to him on the phone, he's so positive that I'm like, I think in my head, he's the guy. If anybody flips the fuck out, it's going to be him, because he's too into like how great it's going for him.
Right.
Well,
I mean, it's one of those. Oh, if you're wondering what the Hartsfield looks like, that's what it looks like.
Looks like. Okay, all right.
It looks good.
Wonder what Corona looks like.
They're really close. Hold yours up. I could have peed in that glass and it would have looked about the same.
Well, that's always been my thing, is the visual. I've always been a visual as far as beers. But I like putting a lime in my beer. It makes me feel good.
If I put a lime in this one, it would be perfect. Absolutely perfect. And some of people would probably disagree with me, but This is a great beer, actually. I dig it. So if you like anything that resembles an IPA, this Atlanta Brewing Hartsfield, it's pretty dang good, actually.
So for next week's show, I'm gonna go out and find a beer. Mm-hmm. Go out and find a fancy beer.
Oh, hang on. When you go to Venmo, ask for the last 4 digits of your phone number, since it's the first time sending you guys. First 4. My phone number.
Somebody wants your number?
Oh, your buddy Mike Knight.
Yeah. I owe Mike Knight a T-shirt. He bought a T-shirt last week.
Let's see. Last 4 digits of my phone number. I can give that over the internet. That's not a big deal, right?
I don't know what the dude knows. I don't know if I think he's Russian. Be careful.
9211, by the way.
Oh, that's not it. He's lying.
It might be 9211.
Well, why is he asking you for that?
Oh, because apparently he's trying to send us a Venmo tip, and thank you very much, Mike, for helping sustain the cause here. And yeah, so apparently it's the first time he sent me anything, so it's asking for that. It's wanting to verify he actually
also
knows
too,
me.
if you go to the website, you can buy a T-shirt and you can buy one that way. That's the way to give money and stuff. I heard that the comedy for a cause or whatever that thing was for what they were going to give them. I heard it was awful. This comedy thing's killing me. It's never going to work. You can't do a stand-up show and not in a crowd. It's impossible.
Well, that's half of. It's just like music. As much as I enjoy seeing. What's that?
Nothing. Go ahead.
As much as I enjoy seeing a lot of my friends play music online, the worst part of seeing my friends play music online is the last note. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you, buddy. I really do appreciate you. Mike really does appreciate you. So, Mike Knight, thank you for the tip, my friend. And
lost
what's that?
You
lost me? We're going to have to get you on a wired connection.
No, I think I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, we got to get you wired. I'm going to send you something where you can wire up this week.
Okay.
Oh, I got a microphone going out to you tomorrow. It's actually this microphone right here.
It was going out today.
Well, it was going to go out today, but I didn't know what this one sounded like.
Okay,
so
yeah, because I can still hear that wind. And Brian made me take this whole thing apart, and Brian's a guru. Maybe via FaceTime, I had to take this whole thing apart. I'm trying. My goal, everyone, is to build a voiceover studio. I've been taking voiceover lessons for almost 2 years, and especially now, I kind of got to kick it in high drive and fast it. I kind of like turn it into money quick, I guess, in a way. And that's not easy to do. So I've kind of taken this closet in my house and turned it into a voiceover closet. So Brian, the other day, I've got this wind noise in my headphones and it won't go away. And Gabby, my voiceover coach, and I were trying to figure out what it was via FaceTime, because that's the hardest part. Yeah. Is you can't go to anyone's house, and you can't try shit out, and you can't say, hey, come over and just listen to this. I have to explain to people that know what they're talking about. From me, a layman I have no idea what I'm doing in here. I hooked everything up and then I've just gone from scratch, and had to order the microphone via Guitar Center that came in the mail. So I have no idea what I'm doing. And without Brian and Gabby, I would be completely lost. I wouldn't be able to talk in here. I gotta get a fan though. I just farted. Sometimes
that's why bathrooms have them in the ceiling.
we had hot dogs yesterday. Breakfast for dinner.
So tell me, so disaster food. What has been the most plentiful disaster food for you?
Oh, we've been grilling, man.
Yeah.
I never got to grill when I was married. Amy was always in charge of that shit. And now that I'm here, I'm the grill master here at the house, and I've gotten actually pretty damn good at it. I think I was like one of those kids that never got to touch the basketball. And then when you give him the ball, he's fucking dunking it. I'm pretty good at cooking, man.
You find out just how talented he really was.
Yeah, I paid attention, and I do the finger test. That's how I tell how cook the meat or the fish is.
You're the Spud Webb of the grills, what you're saying.
Yes, sir. I prefer white chocolate, Jason Williams, white chocolate. So we've been grilling, man. And I think tonight Amber put because Hunter's 11, so if he wants a pizza and we're not that hungry, just make him a pizza, and then we have like turkey sandwiches or something. But
we did homemade pizza last night, actually. Yeah,
it's just hard. Like I want to go out to eat.
It makes you realize.
Sit in Five Guys, and I want to eat a double cheeseburger at Five Guys.
It makes you realize how much you depend on not just not just restaurants, but getting out of your house to go to a restaurant and sit there for a while. It may not be a big deal for people that have jobs where they go to places Monday through Friday, but especially if you do what we do. In your case, when you're on the road, you are really only in front of a bunch of people an hour or two a night. And for me, I can go stretches where I'm not in front of people much at all, but my surrogate is to have lunch with a friend or to go to a jam session.
I just like being on the move. I don't like. There's nothing to do here. I don't feel like there's only so much you can do at home. Like I like to go out and I've been traveling for 18 years, 20 years. Yeah. So I want to. Now I'm like, man, everything is stopped. It's halted. It wasn't like somebody said, hey man, we're not going to renew your contract in 8 months. It wasn't like, just go get out of the game. Like, slow down a little bit. It was just all of a sudden, out of nowhere, stuff you don't think about from another country, another side of the world.
Right.
It comes out, and then all of a sudden, now everybody's at a halt. Right.
Well, it's definitely made me kind of rethink my income streams and the things that the ways that I've made money, and really even just the ways that
you should get back into jacking guys off.
Pornhub, man. That seems like a gold mine.
Well, that was your nickname, right?
I'm an
Gold
OG.
Mine. Remember they called you Gold Mine?
God. Oh,
go ahead. What were you saying before I interrupted you?
I'm beginning to think that those people aren't really all that stupid. Because at least they got a sellable trade that they're sort of like liquor stores. In times of trouble, you're gonna buy alcohol. You're just not everybody. I mean, preachers and me are gonna buy alcohol, and for certain people, you're gonna probably up your intake of porn if you have more than enough time. Why do you think I rewired this entire house?
Pornhub Premium is free right now.
Why am I working so hard?
Well, the reason you're working hard is because you don't look at Pornhub. If you looked at Pornhub, you wouldn't be working hard.
Oh, that's what we need a.
You're working flaccid.
But I mean,
it's barely holding up. Is he all right over there holding the wires together?
He's doing good, actually. Hang on, let me see. How are you? Are you good? He says he's good.
What's he gonna do? What's he want to do with his life? Is this what he wants to do? He wants to produce our shitty podcast and
I tell you what, I have seen a spark in his eye. I'll have to be honest. Normally, I wouldn't be honest with him in front of him. Normally, I'd talk about him behind his back, and I'd say really good things. Dad. I'd say good things to him and behind his back, and then I'd just really just rail on him in front of his face, because that's what my dad did.
Right. You
just got to keep it going. That's the idea. You just pass it on from generation to generation. But no, what I've seen is funny because he sat editing episode 37 last night for almost 6 hours.
Nice, buddy.
And at one point, like I'm next to him on the other computer.
Can you imagine listening to Scotty Too Hotty for 6 hours? You need to keep an eye on your kid, dude.
Oh, yeah. I'm hoping it's an example of how not to be. Don't tell Scotty.
Scotty Too Hotty.
No.
Is that the last time you saw him?
I haven't seen him. Good Lord. His birthday might have been the last time I actually saw him. Might be the last time. I talk to him once a week at least.
Well, I still follow that one girl he was with when he brought her to the show that one time. Mm-hmm. Man brought that girl, and he hung out with her, and they were dating or whatever.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, but it was one of the shows we did.
Oh yeah, and with him, it's. I talked to him yesterday, and yeah, it's one of those things where part of his social life is every night he's going out to different places around town. Most of them are bars and clubs and things like that. But he's circulating in and around the community because that's how he gets his leads.
I think he's out on Tinder still, even during the virus thing.
My brother is over 40. He lives in Greenville, Mississippi. He has no idea.
Catch me. That shit can't catch me.
He has no idea what Tinder is, dude. I guarantee you. I'm a married guy and have never installed it on my phone, and I know what it is. But it's one of those where my brother, he's never used that. He's old school, man. He's a rod and reel guy.
Explain what that means.
He wants to go to the lake to catch his fish. It's like
he is by himself.
That's why he's in the club every night. So
he still goes to the club.
Oh yeah, dude! I get text messages at 2 a.m.
How old is Scotty?
He's 40. I'm 48, so that makes him 45.
And he's at the club. He's an old dude at the club.
Oh yeah, he's that guy.
Holding the wall up.
Dude,
is that a narc?
Well, see, I'd give him grief about it, but the
alcohol law enforcement's here. Everybody, get your fake IDs out.
His first Mrs. Stevens was like 19 years old when he married her, so. I can't give him any grief. Obviously, it obviously worked for him, but nobody asked what's a 19-year-old doing in a club. Of course, in Louisville, Mississippi, that probably doesn't matter. But anyway, yeah, I mean that's his thing. He's a face-to-face guy, and that's the car salesman part of him. He likes to get.
So wait, that brings me to another. Is he still selling? Is the car sales places open?
Dude, I have not even asked that question. I don't dare ask that question with him because you think that that my identity is wrapped up in what I do. His identity is solely what he does. Well, that and playing golf, but. Yeah, it's one of those things where I almost wouldn't want to ever broach that subject with him because it would probably get sad. I mean, honestly,
not selling cars.
Yeah, about not selling cars. Oh, I mean, because that's his thing.
Oh,
so
I think I bought one of these things for a little person.
You know what I need to send you? I need to send you a pair of Session Ace in-ear monitors. And if you look at the bottom of the screen right now, you'll see a little Session Ace logo. That's who sponsors this. And when I say who sponsors this, I mean my own company sponsors it.
All right. Are you okay?
My own company sponsors this. So if you go to sessionace.com, you can look at ear monitors so that you can hear things really, really well. Like I've got one in my ear right now. I'm going to send Mike a set of Session Ace ear monitors.
Even I like stuff in my ear, dude. I like this old school radio disc jockey.
Well, that's because you're a rod and reel guy, dude.
Man, we're rod and reel, dude. Wolfman Jack, dude.
Yeah, baby, how we doing?
That's crazy. This is part of my growing up.
Play a little King's Wild thing for you.
Oh, wow, that's a great impression. Are you drinking out of like a puppy carrier? What are you drinking out of? What the fuck is that?
It looks like it, doesn't it?
It does. What do you got in there? A cat? So you get your cat through the airport?
Yeah, he lives in the top and the beer lives in the bottom.
That's how I get my therapy cat through the airport. That's TSA pre-approved.
Oh, speaking of beers, I need to. It's time for me to do another one since you're not here.
Oh, Country Time Lemonade.
I'm keeping it Georgia beers, man. I'm trying to support my Georgia folks, and this one is Jekyll Brewing Cooter Brown Ale.
That's what we'll do. Next week, I'll get some microbrews, and that's what we'll support microbrews through this whole thing.
Let's do it.
How about that? I'm down with that.
I love it.
That's a good. Gives us a subject and gets us all through all this boring shit we've been doing for the last 15 minutes.
Well,
we got to do a game show. We should do a game show. You want to do some strip poker, Brian? Show your man tits to all the ladies watching. You want to show your man tits to Steve Wainwright and Mike
You
Knight?
know, if people dig through the archives, they can see yours.
Yeah, I was in shape back in the day, man. I looked good in my tidy whities. That's what you should get Bailey to do, is like a greatest hits montage.
Oh wow! He actually kind of came up with that idea yesterday. He was like,
"I just came up with that idea."
Well, you both came up with that idea. Great minds think alike.
I got to see a tape of it. Man, see, that's too dark for me, dude. That's like Guinness.
Dude, I think I like this better than the Atlanta Brewing.
It's like 05 when I was the Guinness beer ambassador for the city of Atlanta, and they gave me a free Oscar de la Renta suit, and I had to go downtown and learn all about Arthur Guinness and watch videos, and then I had to go downtown and give presentations in front of all these people. And that stuff was so thick, I had to fake like I was drinking it. I was sipping it the whole time I was talking. Ugh. I don't know, man. I can't drink that heavy beer.
This isn't actually, well, it's not as heavy as Guinness.
Drink that up, gold mine.
But it's definitely much heavier than what I was just drinking. And,
Yeah, no shit. You can tell by looking at it. It looks like Flint, Michigan water.
It's smooth. That's the thing, though.
Let's all watch Brian get shit-faced tonight.
Oh, man.
I'm going to start taking bong hits in here.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to smoke out this closet. See if I can get this closet smoked out.
You know, the world might end in a month. You might as well do it. Why not? Make yourself happy.
Yeah.
Oh, the beer glass in the middle of the screen. My wife just asked.
Yeah, what was your last gig? When was your last gig? What was it?
Oh, gosh. My last gig. Oh, my last gig was in a club about 10 minutes from here. And it was with a band I normally do like corporate parties and weddings and stuff with. But we did a club gig because it was a Thursday night and it was a gig. And that was the last one that I did. And honestly,
that's why I asked you what was your last one.
Well, honestly, I mean,
it's a good answer for that question. What mine was Canton. I did Canton, Georgia. I did a theater in Canton, Georgia. It was so much fun.
Really?
Yeah, I did the theater in Canton for J.R. Cochran and God, I can't remember the cat's name. Redheaded dude from Atlanta. Anyway, had a blast. And I kind of remember thinking when I left, like, is that it? Like, is that going to be the last one for a minute? Because everything was kind of starting to hit the fan.
Do you not think that at every gig?
Not at the gig, but like every month I go through that probably for a couple minutes.
I don't know where I picked it
now
up.
I'm going through it now I have no idea what's going to happen to any of what I do.
You may never get to. Well, I don't know where I got it, but at some point along the way, I had a teacher or a drummer I took a lesson from or something that instilled in me, like, every gig that you play, no matter what even if it's a cocktail hour for a corporate party and you're in the middle of a hotel and nobody's paying attention, that you should play that gig like it's the last one you'll ever do. That kind of intensity. And I can't say I've done that every time.
4 people in Prestonsburg, Kentucky. You know what I mean? Like that. If you're doing comedy every night for... Oh, man, maybe I got...
Oh, Corona! Boys got coronavirus.
If you're doing shows all the time, some nights you're mailing it in. I don't care who you are. I don't care what band you're in. I don't care what if you're doing shows all the time and you're on tour, you're going to mail it in everywhere. You're going to mail it in Peoria.
You think so?
Yeah. If you're doing shows every night and you're in flying or traveling all day and all that, yeah, come on. I'm not picking on Peoria, but Monroe. It's not like if I have New York City, and then a night later I have Harrisburg, PA.
Right.
Guess where I'm mailing it in?
Well, okay, I'll give you that one.
Makes sense. Like in there.
Well, tell me this. All right, let's flip the script. If you've got 50 people in New York, but you've got a full room in Harrisburg, what happens?
That part doesn't matter to me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't mind small crowds. I kind of like. I do crowd. I like crowd work. I like talking shit, so it's kind of even better. But that part doesn't matter to me
at all.
No. If you're the third night on a 7-night run, I'm mailing it into you, and then I'm mailing it into like the 5th night, and then everything else, I'm going hardcore on you.
Yeah.
If I have 10 shows in a week, there's time where you're just like, oh, or if you have the flu or something, come on.
Well, and maybe it's because
everybody's Michael Jordan.
I mean, I can remember when I was on the road with my own band, and we would be out for weeks at a time, like in an RV and stuff. And I mean, I can kind of remember that, but I was also at the time when either my mind was occupied so much with the business of the band, or getting hammered because I was tired of the business of the band, that I really didn't think about it very much, I think.
I just think that sometimes there's situations where you're like, oh, okay, I just got to do what I do.
Right.
There's times I've been told by a club owner, hey man, you know, if you're going to come through here, you got to do pizza and corn and all the stuff that people really like, and you can't like. And I'm thinking, nah, fucking mail that. I could do that shit with my eyes closed. Like,
right.
Those are old ass bits I don't want to really do anymore. So, excuse me. So yeah, if you ask me to do all that, come in and do 45 minutes, I'm like, it's autopilot.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say maybe mailing it in is a weird term. Autopilot.
It's like playing Mustang Sally. You're playing
I don't
Mustang
know what
Sally.
I'm going to do in my first show back, though.
Wow, man.
I'm going to walk up there and just kind of stand there.
Yeah.
just stand there and just eat energy for a minute.
I would love to see that.
That's what I miss the most is that energy, that whole energy in a room where people come together and all can get around one person's word of mouth and orate. And what just happened to Bailey? Did he get shot?
No,
and you know, and that's all gone, man. That's fucking weird. And everything on the news is depressing. Can't do shit.
So and it's not just us. I mean, I think it's
Five Guys cheeseburger, man. Motherfucker, I do. I don't give two shits what you think of that.
Well, you think about it's got to be the same for athletes. It's got to be the same for anybody that does anything
think of the people that are going to the Olympics, dude.
Yeah.
You've trained your whole life, and there's a small window span. There's a small span of time in your life to where you're able to be the fastest guy on earth.
Yeah, you can't keep that up.
So then, you know, or if you're the best 200-yard hurdler in the world, and your one chance at going to the Olympics is kicked out the window.
No.
Or think of the poor guy that got the development deal for his sitcom, and now you know what I mean. Like everything is just like, oh, you think of all these people's hopes and dreams that's kind of coming to, you know, or a kid who was probably going to get a lot more money in the NBA because he would have fucking done really well in the NCAA tournament.
Right.
There's a lot of people like that.
Oh yeah.
You know? So.
Well, the one for anything that has to do with being in a live experience, whether it's comedy or music or sports or any of that stuff. I hope eventually this will renew the appreciation that people have for that.
It will for me. I've taken a lot of my career for granted. Like just fuck, I gotta fly tomorrow and go this way. Like this dude, this is crazy. Yep. I put on Facebook, this is like I was in a relationship with someone and I kind of took them for granted and now they're gone and I can't get them to talk to me and I'm just like, okay, hey, I won't ever take you for granted again. If it takes me back, maybe I should mail it in. At the same time, now when this shit comes back, dude, I'm going to every goddamn open mic. I'm gonna talk as much as I can. It's crazy.
Well, you've got at that point you'd have the opportunity. Think about like Rosemary just typed in like seniors in high school. They're not going to get a chance to get a ceremony. Like they may get to walk at some point, but you know those are once in a lifetime things that you
prom. Is there a prom?
Probably. I know that a few of those around here got canceled because of this kind of stuff. You know, once in a lifetime things that you really bank on, like your life builds a trajectory towards, and they're gone. At least for us, we hope there'll be a time when all this is over, we'll get back out there, and you'll have that experience, and you'll be able to get in front of people, and you'll be able to not only say the jokes that you know, but hopefully so much has happened inside of you that stuff come pouring out.
Right? Shouldn't everybody's show change? Like,
yeah,
change the world in a crazy way, and I don't know, just the conspiracy theories and all that kind of shit about everything. It's just weird. I'm tired of looking at the news and hearing bad news. I want to turn on the news one night and hear like, hey, we've begun to see less cases of coronavirus,
right,
or whatever. You know, just something positive,
right.
You just don't want, and they're trying to, you know, the unknown, like the I'm pulling this like it's a dreadlock. In one town. Just the unknown. That's what I don't like. I don't like their. I'm type A.
Yeah.
And I'm very OCD about shit.
Yeah.
And I don't like not knowing a timeline.
Yeah.
I don't like not being. Well, it's gonna end. We're gonna get. Fuck. When.
Right.
What's when? You know, that's what drives me crazy is not knowing when and waking up in the morning and thinking, all right, what am I going to do today? And everything's so mundane. The shit you do during the day is so mundane. You plan your day around the most mundane shit. I'm going to walk to the mailbox. I'm going to do laundry. I'm going to mow the yard. That's the most mundane, and your whole day is focused around that kind of just boring ass shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
One thing I've told my son is people his age and younger, you know, they have an issue with video games and things that they get involved in that just completely just batter their whole synaptic system. What's that?
Really a virgin?
No. Oh no.
No. I saw the whole thing. It's like, that's how he said it. I had to pay for that.
He texted me afterwards. No.
No way. I had to pay for that shit.
High five, Dad. I got it done.
That's the best $300 you ever spent. That's fucking awesome, man. You have to barely go in there, and when you're done, leave it on the dresser. This never happened. Don't tell your mother. Happy birthday, Billy. Happy 14th birthday.
He's never working for us again. You know that, right?
Works for you, dude. I don't want nothing to, when he sues you, I don't want nothing to do with that shit.
Well, one of the things I've told him is, man, one of the things that all that stuff takes you out of if you're spending 8, 10, 12, 14 hours a day doing that kind of stuff is part of life is boring. But that's the beautiful part of life. I mean, even if it's something like mowing the lawn, like there is some beauty.
I like vacuuming. I like the vacuum. Vacuum.
Well, that's because you're OCD. I will say this.
I like the lines in the carpet. It's just so weird. Like, I like the way it looks like you've been through there.
Yep.
Oh. Have you ever seen The Accountant?
The movie? Is that the one with Ben Affleck? Yeah.
Yeah. No. Have you ever seen Your Accountant? What? Of course, yeah, the movie. Yeah, we watched it last night, me and Hunter and Amber, and man, I like and that's the way he is about finishing something.
Yep.
That's the same. If I start vacuuming, I got to finish.
Yep.
Yep. I vacuumed my car out today. I vacuumed my car out yesterday.
And the day before.
And the day before that. And the day before that. I go out now and I pick up random people with dirty shoes just to drive them around so I have an excuse to clean out my fucking car during the day. The guys at Auto Bell. They're gonna put my picture up in the fucking hallway. Yeah. That 100 push-ups. I do 100 push-ups.
I say I haven't done that.
I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna move. I gotta start changing up. I'm gonna do it in the front yard in my underpants tomorrow. 100 push-ups. I'll get them done quicker that way. Yeah, find that deer.
The one time that I met Larry Hagman, the keyboard player in
JR?
Yes, JR. The keyboard player in my band at the time used to have a house next door to Larry, but in Texas a house next door means like 30 acres away or some shit, right?
Right.
All right, so and so when we go to actually meet Larry at this event, my keyboard player friend says, "Hey man, I used to live right next door to you," and he looks at my friend for just a second. He goes, "You did?" He said, "Oh yeah." He said, "Some of the best times I ever had were watching you." Larry finishes his sentence. "Mow my lawn on the riding lawnmower, stark naked, drunk off my ass."
Nice.
He's very, and they high-fived. It was amazing.
My best friend from growing up looks like Bobby Ewing.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to text you a picture. If I text you the picture, we put it up on the shows and read. He looks just like Bobby Ewing.
You got it. I got it.
People ask him when he's out. They're like, "Hey, are you Bobby Ewing?" He's in a cowboy hat. I'm sending you a picture. Texting you a picture of him in the cowboy hat.
So the lesson is take things that are mundane and make them fun. If you have to do them in your underpants, do it in your underpants.
I like to vacuum and
Now,
masturbate.
Bailey, if you mow my grass tomorrow in your underpants, you and I will probably. I won't have an issue with you. The neighbors will have an issue with you, but.
What's Bailey been doing during the day? Just working on that stuff?
He's been working on stuff with me.
Rosemary's been gone?
Rosemary's been gone most of the time. She's been working from home, so some they had them set up to work from home, then they went back to the office, and now they'll have a meeting tomorrow to change their minds. I don't know.
Crazy shit.
But
Amber's still deemed essential, and she sells copiers and office equipment.
Really?
Because firehouses and police stations use office and copy equipment, and they need the service.
That sounds like people
They
that
close down their service department. They can't close down the service department where she works.
I get that.
In turn, they keep the sales department open.
I get that.
Hard, man. I wouldn't want to be trying to sell shit right now.
No. And that's why I keep reminding people about sessionace.com. Bailey?
Yeah, or buy a Waterbed Baby t-shirt at Speenberg.com.
Buy a Waterbed Baby t-shirt at Speenberg.com.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Like I said, there's no light at the end of the tunnel yet. And we're going to do shows until we can celebrate the light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. Part of the reason for us to do this is for us to stay sane.
And for me to not kill everybody in the 28105.
I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part for North Carolina right now.
That's where he is. Keeping me from lighting a fire. My mother still doesn't grasp this whole concept of you stay home and then we can all get back to work earlier.
Really?
Hey, yeah. Well, we've been fighting this whole process. We've been fighting.
Yep.
I had to draw some lines, man. I can't understand that. Do it for me. Stay the fuck home. Stay home.
Yeah.
She works for the people on your shirt, and she's going to work.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. See, that's
and it ain't essential.
Well, and
my opinion.
My
Mountain Dew is essential.
For some people, maybe, I don't know. Well, and the bigger issue that this whole thing has raised, and it's funny. I can almost, if I had to bet, if I could place bets on people before they open their mouths, I could almost be right 100% of the time. The idea with all of this is that can you conceptualize a problem that's happening beyond your particular field of vision, and if you knew there was something that you could do to affect change outside of what you could see, would you do it?
Oh, and a lot of people can't see outside of their own yard.
Dude, they can't see more than this.
And that's some scary shit. And that's why I think that too, this is kind of weird. I think that now they're all of a sudden saying that black people are more susceptible to the coronavirus. Well, at the same time, why are you trying to scare the black community now into staying home? Right. Is that all of a sudden you figured that out? So now you're going to try to tell, because they, it's old people and minorities and all this stuff. Okay, if you know all that, then what's the deal?
Well, they're trying
you put a guy on the moon. We put a guy on the moon fucking 50 years ago.
Right.
And we can't figure this out. We're ill prepared for this. What happens when aliens come? How ill prepared are we for that shit?
Oh, you know what? I'm completely ready.
I have a 380 and a revolver here at the house, and I'm going to take out fucking ET with that shit. We're so ill prepared for fucking everything. We act like we have everything so figured out. We don't. We don't know shit. And remember when you were a little kid and you thought your mom and dad knew everything?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm my mom and dad's age, and I don't know shit, and I'm just as scared as everybody else.
Yeah.
And back when we were little kids, you look at your parents and think, oh, they fuck, man. I ain't worried. They got it all figured out. Now I'm like, oh, fucking and I look at my parents too. I'm like, God damn, they don't know shit now.
Have you had that conversation with your mom and dad? I have.
My father would be easy. My father finds humor in himself like I do. My mother, she doesn't grasp it.
Really?
Get it.
Now I will say that. So my dad is probably more forthcoming with that information than my mother. My dad he's an open book when it comes to this kind of thing. Like, Dad, did you really have it together when you were? I'm 48. In my mind, you're still 48. That's the golden age for my dad. For me, did you really have it all together at 48? He would definitely tell me no. Of course I didn't. I had no idea what I was doing.
Oh, well, my father has a 16-year-old boy at his house, 17.
What?
17-year-old brother. So my dad is 65, and he has a 17-year-old little boy.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine that, dude.
So their relationship is completely different than mine was with my father because he was 18 when I was born. You know, so
Yeah.
so their whole Nicholas, my brother, sees my dad he didn't grow up with the same dad that I grew up with.
Not at all. Not
20-year, 30-year difference in my dad.
Right.
You know, so. Yeah, it's just, man, I don't know.
With my mother, I remember one time
Next week we're going to let Bailey meet his real dad on the show.
So my mother, I asked her one time.
Scotty too hotty's your real dad. Man.
Oh my God.
Instead of doing this every
We were
day,
talking
go,
about my ex-wife. That might be the case. And anyway.
Hey, watch out now. Was that a passive aggressive way to tell me your brother slept with your ex-wife?
That's just a passive aggressive way of being yeah. Being mean. I'm just being mean.
It got real serious near the end.
Well, all right. Well, hopefully people get. So Rose, the beer glass in the middle. At some point, Bailey's getting this thing set up where when people make a tip.
What's Rose? Is Rose in there?
No, that's cool. So there's a beer. Mike can't see it. There's a beer glass in the middle of the screen between me and Mike. And when people make donations to like PayPal, certain platforms, it's not every platform that but certain platforms, something flies over the top and throws coins in the thing. Bailey's
Catch
very
those
artistic.
coins, Bailey. Catch those coins.
Catch those coins. He's working on it. It's technology we're still working on it right now at this point. So, but yeah, it's one of those where by all means, if you're able to tip. I mean, if you've got to buy toilet paper for yourself and your family, please don't tip us. But if you got a little disposable cash, you could always help us out by all the information's right there on the screen, whether you're live or watching the tape version. There's the QR code. You can scan it with your phone. You can whichever platform of choice you use, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. You can tip us for this fun, insightful, entertaining. We've probably more
weird
insightful
because we're kind of floating on that weird line between trying to be funny and trying to be entertaining and still being serious at the same time, because both of our lives are up in the air.
Well, we're trying to be real people here.
Like 9/11, like an extended 9/11. It's okay if 9/11's OxyContin.
Yep.
This is an extended release OxyContin.
There you go. I like that. I'll take that.
Is that an analogy that I can use? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is an extended release drug to where it's kind of like, man, this is getting. At least 9/11 was a punch in the fucking face, and the next day we woke up and thought, okay, we move forward from here.
Yeah.
And this is what we do. This is one of those things where you gradually, like, what the. Do you go to movie theaters first, and then comedy clubs, and then music venues? I paid quite a bit more money than I'm willing to admit on this fucking show. Amber and I paid for us to get like fifth row for the Black Crowes on July 3rd.
Yep.
Excuse me, in Charlotte. Is that going to happen? And that's me being, right here, like we were just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, I'm like, man, I was really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So,
my hope for you is that if it happens, you'll appreciate it 10 times more than if this had never happened.
I'll send you a FaceTime of me crying during seeing things like a baby. I'll shit my pants. That concert, that might be the first holiday that really kicks off after this thing is July 4th.
Yeah.
I would hope for that. So we're at our hour. So I appreciate you, Doc.
Yeah.
I'll leave my Blue Cross Blue Shield card at the desk with Bailey.
Please do. I'll make sure that we file all the appropriate paperwork for you.
Yeah, you saved a lot of lives this time.
I hope so. That's why I'm here. Trevor Harville, Creeper Weed. Yes, Creeper Weed. Mike would know
a show in Kansas City at the trailer park with Trevor Harville and Brenda Harville. I'm telling you, dude, they're the best. You got to go to the trailer park in Kansas City and meet them and hang out.
I tell you what.
Trevor, have you ever physically been in the same room with Trevor?
I've never physically been in the same room.
That's so weird to me too. That is another thing that I do not like about this whole thing is I don't get to see those people.
Sure.
And those people I met through doing what I did.
Right.
Do whatever.
So maybe we can make a pact with all three of us that when all this is over, we will find a way that you and I and Trevor Harville can be in the same room together for the very first time.
Me and you we go to Kansas City and we fish with Trevor.
I love it.
All right, so I will see. What's today? Wednesday or Sunday?
Today's Wednesday.
It doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. The weather doesn't matter. Clock, watches. Why are you wearing a watch, dude? I don't know why I'm wearing my watch. It doesn't fucking matter. Nothing matters. We've lost all. All that shit doesn't. What does it matter? Does it really matter what time it is?
No.
Other than when we start the show and when we finish the show, it doesn't matter what time during the day it is. When you're like,
not really.
I'm done bitching at you.
You feel better.
All right, so this week each of us finds a microbrew.
Yes.
When we drink it, I'll support North Carolina. I'll find North Carolina microbrew because I'm here.
I was gonna say definitely find things in your area.
Find Georgia microbrew.
Yep.
And we'll start sending messages out to those microbrews, and we'll start like doing shotgun beers or something.
Yeah. Well, we'll do
I'm
something.
smoking this room out next week, dog.
Make yourself happy, friend.
Normally
I'd be trepidatious about saying that, but at this
Sunday
point,
is Easter.
Yeah.
So are we going to do a show Sunday, or do you guys have to have an egg hunt?
No, he's old enough. We don't have to do that.
Bailey throws around the yard in his diaper. Big baby. Looking for eggs. That's going to be a good sketch. Film that. Let's film that. Film Bailey in a diaper hunting eggs in the backyard at fucking 24, wherever old he is.
Are you down, Bailey? He's not paying attention.
Good boy, Bailey. Get your eggs. You find your eggs. Find some eggs.
What now?
Right, so Sunday or Monday?
Let's do Sunday.
Well, we'll do Easter. We'll do Sundays and Wednesdays.
Sundays and Wednesdays.
Leave a tip. Go to the websites, and we will see you on Sunday.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
I love you, dude. I'll see you later.
I love you, man. I'll see you later.
Bye.